Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, MARKAKWADASH. Double honor to the elders and apostles, the great millstone. Shalom to my Akim, Wakwathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawakub coming at you with no lesson. Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 9. The prophet which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord hath truly sent him. So today's lesson is going to be, I guess, a response or a rebuke, however you want to view it, on this documentary, or just these documentaries in general that I keep on seeing on my suggestion feed, not this suggestion feed, my other one, where I get stuff like Hebrew Israelites debunked, or which is this one right here. I'm not going to link this. I might link this depending on how the Spirit guides me, but there's this other one, this documentary called False Prophet, where very clearly this is the whole modern day message that they're trying to put out there, that people that are leaving Christianity, because people are living Christianity and at an alarming rate, primarily Jake, all right? Jake is living Christianity, Israel is living Christianity, all right? And they're trying to fix that, trying to bring that demographic back, all right, because they want them to be nice, good slaves and whatnot. But anyway, getting back to this, there's a lot of stuff that I heard in this stuff in the first 10 minutes. I just felt the need to do it, and I was initially very angry, but I've calmed down because I really want to do the best I can to debunk, ironically, debunk the falsities that these people are putting out, and the irony that they're making a whole documentary called False Prophets, but yet they are the false prophets themselves, especially these Christians. And the funny thing is, all these people know, everyone and their mother knows, that Christianity is a freaking false thing. All right, but yet you still have so many people that are following after it, being idiots. All right, so I'm gonna let this video play, and it is on 2x speed because I do not have the time to listen to this whole thing. But if you want to watch it yourself, I guess sure, I'll link it. Maybe, Yahawadah, whatever the Lord's will, and let's let this thing play.
A false prophet is one who speaks opposite of what God says. They say God say, but God did not say. They speak of their own will or the will of the people. And many times it's based on their lifestyle, their character. And Jesus even said, many will arise, but you know them by their fruit. And so it wasn't about accuracy or word coming to pass. It's about how they conduct themselves in relationship with Jesus.
Nothing worse than living a life based on a lie.
All right, I'm going to let more of it play, but I want to get into this in, what the hell? Why can't you see? Can you see? You guys can see? Okay, hold on, because what the frick is going on here? Oh, whatever. While I'm fixing this, the main thing I want to get in, I want to really talk about is how, in general, the first thing that they were talking about was a false prophet and the definition that he used. Slakia. The definition that he used, which it is so objectively incorrect. And notice how, well, let me add more context, because in the beginning of this documentary, they added a Bible verse where it was Matthew 7 or whatever. But the thing is, like, they don't use the Bible to make objective, like, definitions. So this is where I am coming in to kind of correct that, all right, with the whole with the scriptures. All right, finally I found the damn thing. bear with me one moment. I want to fix this. Unless it's probably my computer update. Yeah, it's probably the update. Or I had to reset my computer, so you're probably not going to see it. Then, if you want to see it, I'll link it in the thing. Slack it. Anyway, the main point is how they are incapable of really showing the reality, or showing scriptural definitions, like what is a false prophet based on the thing. And in the first 10 minutes, what they do, they go to different people, different pastors, or different whatever those people were, and ask them to give their own quote unquote literally they ask these people to give their own definitions of what they think a false prophet is, rather than an objective definition for what a false prophet is. All right. Over here, let's go. And they also say just objectively wrong things. So let me get this first. Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 22. But the prophet which shall presume to speak a word in my name which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. And if thou say in thine heart, how shall we know the word which the Lord hath not spoken? When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord has not spoken. But the prophet hath spoken it presumptuously, thou shalt not be afraid of him. So this is the definition of a false prophet. When you see that someone, especially like there's a bunch of people, there was a bunch of people that were saying, 2012, I think it was, is the end of the world. That's when there's going to be the Mayan calendars, blah blah. And there was another dude that was saying, Elder Apostle Tahar is going to die in whatever month, in something like that. And Elder Apostle Tahar is still alive now after I think a whole year or half a year or something like that. So the Lord is basically showing you like literal definitions. He's gonna put the Lord puts a spirit on these false prophets to say these objectively incorrect things. And that's another thing. Slakia, I am getting so ahead of myself, but it is very important that I bring everything out. And that is another thing. The thing is that there's a bunch of people on YouTube, primarily me, from what I've seen. Okay, I'm not gonna say every only thing, but from what I've seen, there's a lot of women that go on YouTube and say, God told me to say this. God told me to say, like, I forgot what the issue was. It was the moon, the blood moon or something like that. The solar eclipse. They were saying that during the solar eclipse, something was gonna happen. Everything was gonna change in this time, the third, and whatnot. And once again, that's the Lord putting a spirit on these people to go and say these types of stuff, and them just always being proven wrong. With that being said, let me go back here. Give me a second so I can remember what I'm trying to find. Let me Ezekiel chapter 14 verse 9. And if the prophet be deceived, and when he hath spoken a thing, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet, and I will stretch out my hand upon him and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel. So when the Lord is the one. Let me also get this one, if I can find it. Job, it was right there, I literally passed through it. Job 12 verse 16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. The deceived and the deceiver, okay, the Lord made it out for the deceiver and the deceived to be deceived. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 11. And for this cause Yahweh shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. Once again, proving that when there is a false prophet, the Lord is intentionally deceiving these people, because the Lord is not dealing with these people. All right, that also goes into this. And funnily enough, in this, I don't even know how long ago this was made. Okay, so more than a month ago. So you have a bunch of people over here, literally talking down on this person, saying, "Want to see false prophets? This film is full of them." Okay, yeah, exactly. I don't know who. I probably need him because his name is freaking the real Joe Biden. Atheist Rhapsody, Prosperity Gospel is false. Yeah, you see all this stuff with all these people in the comments just not messing with this stuff, and that's a result of the people in general not messing with Christianity anymore as a result of that. All right, so yes, like this thing is. It is very ironic that you have Christians making a documentary about false prophets when in actuality they themselves are also the false prophets. Now let me also continue in this
how they conduct themselves in relationship with Jesus.
Nothing worse than living a life based on a lie, especially when your natural life is only for
Slocky, the irony in that statement. I hope you can hear it.
Season. Yet so many have fallen into the trap of false words, empty promises, and ungodly hope, while God continues to raise up the prophets.
Slocky, and okay, again, like he's literally talking about himself. The irony in the hypocrisy of his statements. He's literally saying, living in a lie. They're living in a lie. People are making promises and giving people empty hope, and then they're not being fulfilled. That's all of Israel that was in Christianity. All right, the 2/3, 1/3, whatever are in Christianity, following Christianity to the best of their ability, whatever that means. All right, and then there's no prosperity that's coming to them. There's no prosperity that's on their way. They're all still poor and still suffering. Okay, so this is literally a great hypocrite, and this is the same type of way that I was freaking angry, but initially. But now I'm trying to calm down. Because this is just ridiculous for him to be coming out here making this and being so incredibly hypocritical. All right.
Satan constantly works to release false prophets into the world. These false prophets pretend to be the messengers of God's plan, but are only wolves designed to lead as many as possible away from Jesus Christ.
It's like you're literally not even. It honestly, it literally feels like they're not even genuinely trying at this point. It's like they're just shitting out crappy videos to attempt to deceive any retard that's dumb enough to fall for this stuff. Like I these 47 people that liked it, cause I literally just looked at that to see, who can I blame? Who can I say is an idiot? And these 47 people that liked this dumbass free documentary, by the way, this is free. Anyone can watch this, by the way. You don't need to have YouTube Premium or anything. You can just literally get on this video. It's right there. It's available for you. Slocky. Anyway, continuing on. Yeah, like it's just like they don't even do any research to see like how do we better convince people. How is the stuff that we're saying actually valid when it's not? All the stuff that they're saying is invalid, and it's off of their desire to keep on pumping money out of Jake through the Christian church. All right, let's let this video play.
The devil knows his time is short, so he works his deception until time runs out.
So and that's another thing. What is running out? What is time running out? Okay, are they talking about Yahawashi's return? All right, like this, the devil that is scared of time running out is a devil that is currently in power. Let us get that in Job chapter 9 verse Slakia. Actually, first off, before I get that, let me get this. Revelation chapter 12 verse 12. This is where he was referencing, but he couldn't be bothered to actually get the freaking verse out. Slakia, the blessed verse out. Revelation chapter 12 verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Okay, yes, this is what he's referencing, but he couldn't even be bothered to actually get the scripture out to prove any of this stuff, because the Lord's not dealing with him, and he's not speaking as an oracle. He's speaking as someone who wants to make more money off of Jake. All right, just that, and that's literally all Israel is to Esau and other of these demons, especially like that whole Black Lives Matter stuff. They're just taking money from primarily our people, okay, whenever it has something to do with us, and they're just gonna go and make what's it called, thrive in their own prosperity in stealing from us. All right, Job 9 verse 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And now I just remembered another precept I was looking for. Let me see. It was bear with me. I want to get all this so it can be very thorough with this to the best of my ability. Okay, it's in Matthew chapter 4 verse verse 8. Again the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them, and saith unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Then saith Yahawashi unto him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. And this is where a lot of people don't really understand, where this is the devil actually like he actually has power, as we read in Job chapter 9 verse 24. He actually has not dominion, what's it called, because at the end of the day the devil still works for the Lord, but the devil has, I guess, I don't know what the proper term is, but basically he has control to a certain extent of the world, or ownership to a certain extent. Again, I'm trying to be very thorough and specific with my wording, but he has a specific ownership and authority over the world, as we read in Job 9:24. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked, and this wasn't an empty offering. It was an actual temptation that Yahawashi rejected. All right, just as we need to be able to reject temptation as well. And in terms of like say someone who's poor, all right, someone who's poor and he's trying to steal people's money, all right, yes, they may be a false prophet, but where's the short time? Okay, this type of this reference of Revelation chapter 12 verse 12 is not as fitting as he would like to really put, especially which I guess in a way maybe he's not specifically targeting Hebrew Israelites, which I don't know if he is or not, because I didn't watch the whole thing, the whole documentary. But when it gets to stuff like this, it doesn't make sense for them to make this connection, especially when Christianity is literally like one of the three most followed religions all throughout the earth, like in all countries. All right. Slakia, continuing on. I think, am I done with this? Slakia, bear with me, let the thing play.
The temptation of knowing the future, or being able to see the hidden, has fascinated mankind for thousands of years. Every major religion has had figures who profess to have vision or insight into the unknown. Oftentimes, this position of power and influence granted the bearer wealth, prestige, and many times dominated the lives of those that adhered to their words. Without the ability to tell the difference of who is truly from God or not, many have gravitated to those who can promise their heart's desires. It's no wonder how so many have been tricked by deceitfulness and lies. In 1978,
all right, cool,
Jim
perfect.
Jones convinced almost 1,000.
All right, cool, perfect. So yeah, getting into this, like, yes, a lot of people today, they don't know what a real prophet looks like. They don't know what a false prophet looks like. But ironically, the scriptures literally define a real prophet, as I read before, and a false prophet, as once again I read before. Okay, there are definitely different ways for us to be able to see these types of things, but like people are too hooked on, or not even that. That's a wrong way of saying it. It's just the fact that the Lord's set their lot to be deceived. All right. And again, I read in Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 9, the prophet prophesied of peace when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord has truly sent him. So when a prophet is, saying some stuff, okay, always letting people know, what's going on, stuff like that, that's when you can tell that these are the prophets. All right. And also out of pettiness, all right, when we the prophets were telling you guys not to take the C9V, all right, but yet you took it, and then now you have a bunch of people regretting that decision, okay, and that's your fault, because once again, like, no one wants to, like, acknowledge the stuff that, the prophets really be warning you about, and trying to, like, genuinely trying to, help you. But at the same time also, the Lord, when our job is not to convince you, our job is just to warn you. And if you don't take the warning, then that's just on you. All right. So, all right, and the blood is off our hands. 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 11. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Yahawah. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Yahawah giveth, that Yahawah in all things may be glorified through YAHAWASHI and MANASHAH, to whom he be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. And let me also get this. As it says in 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 11, it says, let him do it as of the ability which Yahawah giveth. In 1 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 6, and there are diversities of operations, for it is the same power which worketh all in all, but the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal. For to one is given by the Spirit of the word wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another gifts of healing by the same Spirit, to another working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits, to another diverse kinds of tongues, to another the interpretation of tongues. But all these worketh that one and self same Spirit, dividing to every man severally as he will. So these are just the different ways as that the prophets in general are doing their service for the Lord. And I used to always talk about this in general, which just recently I was watching another brother's lesson. I think it was elder brother Manakta Zakpa. He was talking about how, for certain brothers that are of a different skin complexion, okay, like say for example if a brother looks like a so-called white man, all right, that's when you have kind of a bit of a more responsibility to make lessons, because compared to other brothers like me who are more on the darker skin side, you have more power in terms of being seen as or perceived as more valid compared to most of us other brothers, just simply based off the fact because of you looking like a so-called white man. All right, even though you're not an Edomite, you are an Israelite. All right, and it's because of that, like we have to be working towards maximizing our our roles and not being slothful. Okay, you shouldn't be letting the fact that you look like a so-called white man stop you saying like, people don't like to see me, people don't like to hear me because I look like the devil, blah blah blah. Like, nah, you should more so now than ever. You might have a better reach to the certain Israelites that would have never have gotten to hear the word, or because they don't see the validity through a regular Israelite or normal looking so-called dark-skinned Israelite, the Israelites' words or lessons or whatever. All right, and again, like, these are the different rules, and I try my best to kind of also with the whole diversity diverse kinds of tongues and interpretations of tongues where someone's able to translate stuff or is multilingual, where once again, like, you could either make lessons in other language, in whatever languages you know. Because the funny thing about this is, if you look at this specifically, in verse 10, to another diverse kinds of tongues. All right. So inherently, all right, being bilingual, trilingual, multilingual, whatever, is already a gift from YAHAWAH. All right. And a lot of people do not have the capabilities or the, I guess, blessing. Yeah, the blessing to be able to learn multiple languages. Okay, I'm one of them where I am incapable of learning. I tried learning different language. Slovakia. I tried learning another language. It just did not work out for me. All right, I can never stick to it. So that's clearly not a part of my lot. But for you other brothers that are English is your second language, English is your first language, but are good at whatever language that's where you're supposed to maximize that gift. If you don't even really need to have the information down, because that's where other brothers come in, where brothers like me who just have the information. All right, the spirit of wisdom, as we see in verse 8, the word of wisdom, to another is the word of knowledge, okay, by the same spirit. So wisdom, knowledge, and stuff like that, that's where other brothers, you might shine. All right, and it's up to you that if you don't have the wisdom and knowledge, you can at the bare minimum just translate it so that it's easy, more accessible to more people that might have the language barrier stopping them from learning. All right, so yeah, like it's a lot. There's a lot that can be done, and maybe if you don't know it, you're not really truly understanding. And it's not, you don't even really need to learn it yourself. At the bare minimum, you could just, I think YouTube has a feature where you can fix and contribute to. Okay, yeah, I highly doubt they would allow me to do that in this, but I'm pretty sure what they did in, let me not, whatever, you get the point. I'm pretty sure what they did is they allowed you to go into a random person's video and add closed captions to it. All right, like to translate the stuff. So you should be able to do that, in other languages, whether they be Spanish, French, whatever. All right. Continuing on, Romans chapter 9, verse 4, who are Israelites, to whom pertain the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of Yahweh and the promises. So over here, just bring it all to a close. The Israelites, okay, the Israelites are the ones to whom pertain the adoption, covenant, giving them the law, and the service being, prophesying and all that stuff. Okay, prophesying and just the gifts that contribute to working in this truth. So with that, I pray this was edifying. I hope this better lets like who it is the false prophets. I guess I can let you see a bit more of this, of them defining what's it called, a false prophet on their own. And after that, I'm going to let this video close. So with that, I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadah, that belongs to the elders and apostles, great millstone, Abad with Ball, and Shalom.
Based on their lifestyle, their character, and Jesus even said many will arise, but you know them by their fruit. And so it wasn't about accuracy or word coming to pass. It was about how they conduct themselves in relationship with Jesus.
If you look at the word false, it comes from the Latin, the word falir, which means to deceive. So a false prophet is someone who has an intention to deceive or to meet needs of their own that have nothing to do with God.
Well, a false prophet to me is one that has wicked intentions in his heart with the wrong source. We know that anybody can be used, even like in the Word of God, where it had the old prophet. And he was in Bethel. He had been pretty much disconnected from the Lord for a while, and his intentions were to get notoriety again. So when he spoke to the young prophet, he's like, listen, come, let's go have a party at my house. You know, the angel told me. I'm like, who fast? What angel told you? You know, it's funny, but it's sad in a sense because he know that he did not hear from the Lord. So he conjured up what he thought could be emotionally dragging, if I can say that, to pull the young prophet into a place where he wasn't supposed to be. So their focus is them and the intent.
Now, a false prophet is one